Stream is about to start. We'll talk about code or whatever we'll talk about today. It's about to start, so please hang tight while I check that everything is okay. Sound check, camera check, lights check. How's my hair? Oh, wait, I don't have any hair. Maybe put some pants on and I am good to go. So get ready wherever you are, 'cause the stream is about to start. Get ready wherever you are, 'cause the stream is about to start.
Yo, how's it going, everybody? We are here. Is that what we say? Welcome to a streaming situation that we got going on. I don't know how to do intros. It's not like Leandro counts me and then I'm like, whoa, deer in headlights. Yeah, sorry, I haven't been making videos in a while. Computer stuff. Money stuff, work stuff. So something will come out soon. How are you doing, Leandro?
I am good. This has been an interesting week. I finished putting stuff on the timeline on the song that I'm working on. I'm looking forward to sharing with you all the thing that I'm doing, and hopefully we can make, particularly one part of it, the last chorus, I hope that we can make it better.
Okay, cool. Let's check it out.
Right, so this is what I have so far, and I'm going to play you the whole thing. Huh?
Big.
Yeah, there is a lot of stuff here that is just busy work. Like you can see here a bunch of tracks, and they are not too interesting. Okay, so this is what's going on. It's the same song we were working on a couple weeks ago, and I just finished throwing ideas over here at the last chorus. And specifically, I think that the thing that I think that the thing that needs the most work on the song is this part over here. So I'll play you the whole thing, but pay attention to this part over here. The thing that I was going for was I wanted to make it seem like it's a stereo singing the chorus. So lots of voices and claps and everything. And it didn't sound too good. So what I tried to do was just to put more of it. So I recorded myself a bunch of times. And then I just put more stuff. I put some other MIDI stuff in there just to try to fill it up, try to make it sound better. It still doesn't sound too good. And I thought today what we could do is try to achieve the effect of a stadium. Sure. Of course, without having a stadium. I don't sing in stadiums.
We don't have a stadium available,
unfortunately. But yeah, I'm gonna play you from the top.
Sure.
I'd like to do a song of great social and political import. This is a song about people in their third shower of the day. A song about people who shower before and after going out. This is a song about you. as often as you do. Yes, I too know people who go overboard with this bass tick. But don't be so afraid. Once a week may be too little, but dare I say, once a day may be too much. Unless you need exercise, or it's been a really hard day. You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. You need to shower, but you probably don't need to
Something
shower.
sounds clicky or something. I don't know if it's in the stream or it's in the track.
It's in the track. I was trying to get claps going on here, as if a stadium was clapping. And it turned out like shit, like you heard. So what I did is I just recorded myself clapping a bunch of times, and then I copy and pasted a bunch more, and I panned randomly, and I nudged randomly, and then I threw some, I guess, reverb on the whole thing. Because I thought, well, that's what happens on a stadium. There is a bunch of people clapping. They are not necessarily always in sync, and then there is the reverb of the stadium. It doesn't work that way. And that's, I guess, the main thing that we'll try to do, to try to make this sound convincing. I did the same for my voice, except that I sang a lot more than I clapped.
So I guess let's listen to chorus 3 onwards. Let's finish listening to it, and then we'll talk about it.
You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. As you do. Hey.
Cool.
Yeah, and at the end here, I was kind of like, I was working on this from left to right, and when I got here, I was so unhappy with the result that I was like, you know what, fuck it. I just copy and pasted a bunch of things, and I wrote a little bit of new stuff here on the right, but it's mostly copy and paste from the previous choruses, because I just wanted to get over with this section of the song. I don't love this part.
So stadium action. I mean, one thing I would say, can we hear the vocals on their own, the stadium section, without the percussion claps?
So do you want to hear just the stadium situation?
Yeah.
I will not solo in front. I will just solo.
Yeah, so like the reverb you're using is very synthetic sounding. Like one thing, and here's the thing. Okay, so I'll tell you a couple of things, and maybe you did some of these, and maybe you didn't do some of these. So the first thing is, like, one thing that really helps is when you're recording to move your mic positioning.
I did that.
So like recording from further away.
Yeah, so there is a bunch of recording here, and I recorded moving around in the room. I think I used 2 different microphones, and another thing I did was I kind of tried to make different voices for myself. But of course it is all a wash, so it's kind of hard to tell. But if I solo some of these, you'll hear me making some funny voices. trying to sound like different people. And as for the reverb, I started with some reverbs that I was not too happy about, so I just threw in a reverb that was a convolution reverb in the hopes that it would be more realistic. I agree that it isn't, but that's the best I could get.
Yeah, and so the thing with stadiums too is like stadiums don't have like the typical reverb because the top is open. So one thing you get a lot in the Saturn Stadium, of course, there's lots of surfaces and you got like sound kind of reverberating around. But one kind of classic sound that comes with the stadium is a delay, because everybody on this side sings and it hits the wall opposite and it like echoes. So it's like, ah, ah, ah. So like even before using a reverb, using an echo would really help. Which you got one. It's very short though. It's 63 milliseconds.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that it should
make
be
it longer? Like it should be like, I don't know, a fifth of a second. You know what I mean? Like
when I tried it, maybe it's gonna be different now. But when I tried it, it sounded like crap. So I made it shorter. But let's try it. I think that the thing that I don't like about this reverb is that I kind of can hear a resonance that I don't like.
Yeah.
I guess that's what's making this kind of synthetic.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like something that would happen outside. It sounds like a hockey rink kind of thing. And with the claps too, like what I feel like with the claps you could do is actually find a stadium clap to use, because it's like also about like the density of the claps. Like not everybody would clap together, so it's kind of like a machine gun type of sound. Like there's so much involved that it's really hard to recreate that as a single person. There's so much like randomness in the mix. Yeah, there's just like so much going on. And with a clap, maybe you can just find a sound effect like on archive.org or something.
If it comes to that, then
some
maybe
people are saying
will.
Low pass. Yeah.
But I was thinking that what you just described is what I was going for. And maybe just for the educational purpose or for fun, it would be nice to attempt at recreating this, even if we fail. Or maybe you can already say that we already failed and then I can try to find a sample. But what I did is exactly what you described. So I randomized all this. And of course I did it with actions. I just selected all the items and I nudged randomly. But with the random panning and the random nudging, it should in theory replicate what you are saying. In practice, it doesn't sound too good, and that's why I think maybe we can have some ideas to improve on this, like filtering and the delay. I didn't put the delay on the claps, I don't think. So that's all things that we can play with.
Yeah, and I think like the reverb type really kind of makes the difference there. I think both like the clap reverb sounds really synthetic, and this also sounds really synthetic. So that would be like something to kind of look for as well. Maybe even finding like an impulse response of a stadium. Because yeah, like to me, most of the sound is an echo, and a very small amount of the sound is like a reverb itself. You can even like listen to a stadium chanting of like, I don't know, football thing and just kind of like do a comparison and be like, well, I feel like it's also really bright. You'd lose so much like high end in like a big stadium, but by the time the sound arrives to where you are, what else can help with a stadium?
I guess this is the kind of
it's
thing
tough.
that you
It's
have
tough
to
to make it happen with one voice.
I guess this is the kind of thing that happens when you are working on film, I suppose, right? You have these kinds of challenges, like you have to make it sound like it's a stadium. How do you do that?
Yeah, it's really hard to make overall, like outside, is really hard because any like indoor environment you can find a good reverb for. Somebody's in the trunk of a car, or somebody's in a car, or somebody's like in a big room or a small room. Those are easy. And then like if you're doing a sound, like we were doing a market scene, and it was like an open market, like with tents and stuff. So there would be no reverb, but there were kind of like skyscrapers next to them. So like reverb wasn't working. A really short delay kind of worked. Gave it that feeling. But yeah, it's pretty tough to make things sound like they're outside because yeah, it just sounds kind of different. And then you of course have like background sounds to kind of make it more convincing. So that's another thing you could do as well, like find like almost like a stadium murmur that you won't be able to like discern any words, and then on top of that you have your voice. And of course, like as much as you give your voice variation, it's still like not like an infinite amount of variation that you get in a stadium, like boys and girls and old people and young people, and it's really hard to recreate like that feeling without actually doing the thing.
Okay.
So I don't think you failed. I think it's just hard.
Yeah, okay, let's try to do the things we talked about to make it better, even if it's not perfect. And then if it's not too good, I'll tuck it underneath all the other crap I put there, and I'll call it a day. So I have here better reverb, maybe some kind of filtering, and some more noise on the background.
Yeah, and Aaron is saying like compressing and EQing the claps together. Yeah, like taking the highs out, and compression actually can make things kind of sound far, because like the farther something is, like it's kind of arriving at you a little more kind of like blurry. So like super fast attacks. I like doing that with like far away gunshots. To kind of muddy up the like really clear transient of like you can always get a far recording too if you have it, but if you're doing like a very specific weapon and you only have like one type of recording, just a very fast attack compression makes things kind of sound a little further away than they are. And like you talked about like there being like kind of an annoying resonance, and I totally agree. And we can try to create a resonance that we like, and it would be in the low end, because in a stadium there is like a low end kind of hum that just kind of builds up as people are singing, right? So maybe we can find a way to introduce some resonance. And I wish we had Ableton, because Ableton has an effect that basically like you resonate like a synthetic object with incoming audio. I don't know what we would use in lieu of that. Something, I don't know. Maybe people in the chat can chime in on that.
I think that there is an effect by Durant Love that does something like that.
Oh, cool. That's right. Hammer and chord, right?
Yeah, that one.
It vibrates a string. So it'd be cooler if you could vibrate like a wooden box of a really big size. That would probably be really nice, but we could give it a go.
All right, so I have a list here of a bunch of things. First of all, what do you think we should tackle first? The singing or the clap?
The singing.
Okay, and we have some ideas here on the table. Fill up the space with more sound, the murmur, filtering, reverb, compression and EQ, and resonance. Which of these do you think we should do first?
Let's find the resonance that's annoying. I guess, I don't know. I guess we should change the reverb right away, because I feel like the reverb sounds bad. So whatever we do that goes through that reverb is going to sound weird. So
yeah. So do you maybe already have some kind of impulse response or some algorithmic reverb that you think would work in the situation? And or if we were to just flick through here, what would we be looking for?
I want to check out the early reflections folder. Oh, there's just early reflections. Okay. Maybe like special. Is there anything in special that would be worth looking at? Like backyard, money space.
Let's
And
just
maybe you've already looked
Yeah,
a
I
little
tried a
bit
bunch, but
yeah.
what do you think we should be looking for?
Like, I mean, yeah, like an impulse response of an outside space would be really good because if you look at a big space, that big space would still have a reverb that sounds not kind of like a stadium. Um, so, I mean, the thing that's coming to mind for me right away is Altiverb, which is a really expensive plugin that I don't own, but I've used it in film mixes, and it has just incredible impulse responses of like stadiums and stuff, and it like just makes everything sound like a stadium right away. Yeah, like honestly, let's look at like some of these reverbs. Maybe even check out some of the early reflection stuff because early reflections will happen either way.
Okay.
And then reverberation is
Okay.
a
So let's
secondary
start with dry.
Is your rear delay set to have no feedback? It's just a single.
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe even rear delay is not like, I don't know.
What are you looking for in this
it's
delay?
Like, I guess yeah, like working with the filtering of the delay. So the delay is not an exact copy of your sound. That would at least solve one of the issues that I kind of have.
Okay,
Maybe not even much high passing, just low passing.
Okay, something around. People usually filter delays at 600 and 6K, right?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I think it's like the Abbey Road trick or something. I heard this name before.
Ah, okay.
Abbey Road trick, delay trick. Yeah, it is something that people
Oh,
do.
cool. Never heard of this. I mean, I always do a high and low pass when I want to do a thing, but I didn't know like there's a sweet spot number for it. In fact, another thing we can do is like a pre-delay EQ. Because also like another thing that happens that to just recreate that womb, it would be nice if your delay had like some kind of like extra boosts too. But let's just hear the low pass right now.
Okay, so
Let's see at least if it's no longer an exact copy. And yeah, you're right. The timing is getting kind of annoying. So maybe 60 is not like uber realistic, but 200 is annoying. So let's play with that.
let's split the difference then.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's do the setup to do the thing you mentioned. I will need a separate track to send this to and then do the filtering of the delay. Yeah, okay, so let's do that. The way I'm going to do this is by having yet another track. And
Echo Boy clone. Yeah, that would be nice, Bo. And I think Echo Boy does like have filters and then saturation. And it also has whatchamacallit. Like you can have a left delay be like, I don't know, 60 milliseconds, and then the right delay is like 62, and that kind of creates a good amount of width. So that's something we could look at to like have like delays that are very quiet, but then having a lot of them, kind of deal.
I am doing the setup here, so I'm not sure I understood everything you said, but now the setup is done.
Yeah,
so,
Phaserville is saying the same thing. Like, yeah, more delays. So, because that one discrete delay is just very obvious sounding. So we should have like quiet delays, but lots of them, and kind of at varying amounts. So like make one that's like 100 millisecond and send it to the left, and then make one that's like 110 milliseconds, send it to the right. Just have a bunch of kind of really random delays going on, you know.
Okay, so I will not do the filtering because the filtering will be done by the EQ before, and
Okay.
I will just add taps. So I'll let this one be on the left, maybe not all the way, and then add tap. And I am making these decisions about the filter and everything because I'm going to start adding taps. So I might as well have the right settings here. This one can go to the right, and then it can be 120. And then I'll add maybe another one going all the way to the left, and I don't know, 80. How about that? Let's listen to this. Okay. Crap. This is too loud, I guess.
Yeah.
It's clicking a lot.
Why is that happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm still hearing too much high end, so we should EQ it more.
Yeah, we haven't EQ'd at all. So let's address that. You first said that you wanted some sort of low pass. And what else do you think it would be nice to do? We could add a pseudo resonance here, the stadium resonance kind of thing, just by doing this. This is going to resonate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. As often as you do.
Still sounds insidey. So we also need to like EQ the source material because there may be like a resonance in there that just sounds so indoors.
Okay, so let's go to the dry track and EQ that. And I will EQ it before compression. I compress this, maybe not fast enough, but I compress it a lot in the intent that you mentioned of making it sound more. I guess I wasn't thinking about the distance, but I was thinking about if you have just a bunch of people talking, you will not hear any highs and lows. You just hear this consistent level. But anyway, so do you want to go for something similar here on the source?
Maybe not as extreme, but mostly like you should try to find the resonance, like play it and just try to kill like what you're hearing that's sounding weird. If you want to make it easy on yourself, mute the delay for a second because we're creating a resonance there. Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm looking for here.
Keep playing it. Keep doing what you're doing. Do you hear that?
I hear something.
It's like a basilisk sound from Harry Potter. And it's around there. Yeah, it's around that area for sure. A nice cut would be
okay, let's hear this again and cut it and hear what that sounds like. Okay.
There's more. There's more of that, like, I can't really explain the sound that I'm hearing.
Well, last time you
And for a
described
second,
some.
I want you to kill the low pass filter too, um, just to make it easier.
You're saying that it's hard to describe the thing you're hearing. Last time we had a situation like this, you described the noise that was behind my microphone as bacon frying, and that stuck.
Yeah.
Forever, I will remember that as bacon frying. Okay, so let's try to find another one of these offending frequencies.
There were a few between 5 and 10 to like 4.5K ish. I heard something.
Well, but
And
all
then
of
I
that
said
is
5
taken
and-
care by the low pass. I think that probably this area is something that I don't like.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, right about there.
Kill it.
Yeah, I think that this is better.
And then so let's pick up a reverb too. So now it's sounding like not bad to me. It still sounds like very few people, but maybe we can look for a reverb.
All right. So, do you want to put the reverb on both the dry and the delay?
Let's start with the dry, but yes, ultimately I think yes.
Okay. I will route the dry to the reverb. And do you have a preference in terms of reverb? I was playing around with this because it comes with a bunch of.
It has really good
responses.
sounds, this one.
Okay.
I do like the sounds that come in here, so maybe we can find something here.
Okay, and this is on ascent, so it needs to be completely wash. And
Maybe even a little bit of pre-delay.
I think my favorite so far is the cavern.
Okay. What about street? I want to hear street too. Fuck is money space?
But I like it. It makes everything
It's not
spacious.
bad. It's not bad. It definitely pushed stuff kind of back.
Let's try some sound design stuff. Filth.
Outside club. Did you see that? I want to check that out. Oh, outside club, not an outside club. Like, what the fuck? That's a big, like, high-end killer sound. So,
You know what this sounds like? I wanted this to sound like a stadium, and you know what it sounds like? Like you're taking a freaking shower, because it sounds like you're in a bathroom.
Hey, that's a like interesting direction to take it to. Like,
Yeah, what if it's a stadium, but it's COVID times, so everyone is
so
in a
it's
box?
Yeah.
I think I am between maybe the canyon, the cavern, and the money space.
Yeah, I really like the canyons. And canyons, that's because they have like a echo, right? Like we go, "Bah," and it goes, "Bah, bah, bah." That sounds very spacey. So it's not super realistic, but it sounds good. In the context of the song, it may just work.
Yeah. Then as you do, you need to fuck, let's kill the claps for now.
Yeah, the claps are a big problem.
But you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. You need to shower, but you probably...
Let's bring in the delay too. We didn't really like finish the delay, but it's...
You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower. This is already much better than...
So to me, the sound is good. Like what the sound is missing right now to my ears is the actual density of lots of people, which now that's a challenge. Like how would we create that? We could like copy your stuff and then change the rate, which changes the pitch. We could do stuff like that to kind of get a few more kind of people out of you. So another thing that's kind of fun to do is you as you record voices, you change the playback rate without preserving pitch, and you sing at different speeds, and it will be a different pitch. But then once they all once the playback rate is set back to 1, like they will all have like a different kind of what do you call it, timbre to them. That could be something cool to try. But yeah, to me, like what's missing is density. Lots of people. Chorus could work. Phaserville says a chorus effect could give it a definitely extra like width and density.
And
so
where would it go?
To try.
Right here?
You could use as a send, and then just see how much like you want to taste to mix in.
Oh, and right now we are not sending the delay to the reverb, but let's try to do that.
Let's give it a go, yeah. The more density for sure.
And perhaps the chorus should also go into the delay.
Could do.
Yeah, so in that case, we don't want to send to the delay. And we don't want to send to there. Well, so in that case, we might as well just put the chorus here.
Yeah, you could. When I sound design, I always just put everything in cents, so I get like the maximum amount of control. Then later I may decide to move things around once I know how much of what I want and kind of what works with what.
Okay, so the dry is going to the chorus. Let's just work on that, and then we'll figure out what to send where. And in terms of chorus, there is one by Acon Digital, not Acorn. Multiply. I kind of like that one. Do you have other choruses?
Yeah, let's check that out. Melda's chorus is also good.
Okay, I'll just drop it there. And what is it called? Maybe
it's called modulation. Something with modulation.
You have this YouTube short on your channel that teaches how to come here and then only show VST3s or VST2s and blah, blah, blah. I tried it, but I found that in many cases, people who develop plugins use different names. Like, maybe I can find some examples here like this, and then it doesn't work because they are under different names. And in this case, it's the name of the company, but it also happens with the name of the plugin in many cases. So isn't that
with
annoying?
Isotope, I manually did that. You could always do it manually. Like you can first off add an octothorpe to any plugin name and then have Reaper hide those. That's one thing you could do. But yeah, with stuff like that, with Isotope, I remember manually just moving everything to Isotope Inc.
Bleh. Annoying. Okay, I couldn't find the the chorus from Melda, but let's look at other choruses that I may have.
Sure, yeah, just look for
Our Windows is always nice. Let's have some of
Yeah?
those. And
Yeah, let's get them.
this one by Sewell
Canada. Cool.
is also cool. So let's play around with them. And do I have this soloed? Yes.
Rate down, I would say.
This is almost like
Still
a
very
phaser.
effecty sound. Yeah. It's also like your sound, your source sound is wide as it is, so chorus is like less felt, but I think it's still good to have. Yeah, let's check out Erwin. Can play with the amount of pitch change too. Maybe like, I don't know if 0.5 means half a semitone, or does it mean?
I don't think it
Up
means
to how much?
anything. No, I think it's just
Oh, okay.
a
Zero to
slider.
1. So one thing that's happening, and you're saying it's sounding phasey, it's because we're using it on a scent. So yeah, maybe Phaserville said usually dial in chorus as an insert. Maybe that's why an insert makes sense.
But hang on, we are soloing this. We are only listening to this.
Oh, okay. The dry isn't soloed. Okay. I didn't see that part.
Which also means that we should have this and completely wet.
Right. But I guess we're not hearing the dry either way.
Well, we were through the effect. It was letting the dry through.
Yeah.
So now it's no longer letting the dry through.
Well, I want to hear the dry. That's the thing. Because we want to see if it's actually adding like density or if it's just kind of making it sound weird. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love any of them so far, to be honest with you.
For me, the best is the ossifier, but I'm not sure that we will have it.
Let's check it out. Let's hear it.
Yeah, no, I think that the track
Sounds
is already...
like a marginal amount of people.
Yeah, it seems like the track is weird enough already without the chorus. So
Yeah, it feels
notch.
like it's not bringing super too much to the table.
Okay, so now we are sending dry to delay, delay to reverb, and dry to reverb. Let's double check. To delay and to reverb, just to reverb, receiving from dry and delay. Okay.
Sounds like a hockey rink more than a stadium.
I'll take it. Let's do claps.
Sure.
Okay, claps. Oh boy, first of all, how about if we don't have claps?
By the way, one thing you could also do is a compressor on top of everything. So you have all these sends, the reverb, the delay, all of that. Do a whole compressor on top of that, and use like even like maybe something digital where you can really make it super duper fast, or whatever you have that can be hella fast.
Yeah, sure.
Because fast always, like, people say, oh, don't do too fast because it blurs things up. But we want to now, blur everything up. And even like really slow release. So it's like constantly in compression almost. Okay, and then another thing is, so there's lots of S's going on too. And those always kind of sound a little snake, like Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrecy. So maybe an extra de-esser kind of before the reverb, like just kill every S you can as aggressively as you can.
Okay, just before the reverb.
In lots of... maybe even before the delay too.
Okay, so here, and lately I've been using this de-esser from Analog Obsession. It's the de-esser that I'm using on my microphone right now. And the thing that I like about it is that it's so easy to dial in. I usually use it on soft, at least for voiceover. And then I bring the threshold about here, and then it just works.
Hey, that sounds like much nicer.
Yeah. I've been really digging the Analog Obsessions plugins lately. They sound good, but mainly they're so easy to dial in. The controls make a lot of sense. Like if you have something that, like on their emulation of the 1176, this knob is going to increase the gain as well as push the audio to the threshold. But in this version, this is compensating. So it is only making, I guess, in other words, it's bringing the threshold down, so to speak. But it doesn't. You don't have to play around with the input and the output to compensate. You can just play around with the input and it's going to compress more or less because the guy knows that you don't have two cursors to do the thing that people do on the analog thing.
Right.
So, yeah. Shout out to, I guess his name is Tunka, or his nickname. Great plugins. Right. Any low-hanging fruits here? We did some filtering. We played with the reverb, even with compression, and we took care of some of the resonances. So I think we are in a better shape. And about the claps, I thought that it would make sense for a stadium singing out this part of the chorus to be clapping. But
yeah,
maybe not.
I think the spirit of the claps is good. Like from a composition point of view, the claps are good. So if like it's the sound that's not making it happen, you shouldn't get rid of it because of that. If you think compositionally the claps shouldn't be there, but I think compositionally you like the claps there. The sound is just not there. So let's work on it a little bit.
Yeah, even if it's just for the educational purpose, and if we don't like it, then we'll kill it. Right, so...
Yeah, what reverb are you using on that? Sounds really really fake.
It's the same one.
Oh, okay. It just sounds like very, I don't know how to describe it, just very fake sounding, no?
Fair. Okay, so I will solo this in front because I think it makes more sense that way. And we can start with the reverb, but we can also play with compression and EQ. And maybe, I don't think there are resonances in this case, but let's try to find a reverb that makes sense here. How about the same reverb? How about we just use a send and we send
no reverb for a second. I just want to see if it is the reverb that's making that weird sound too. No, like what's that?
It's me clapping a bunch of
Something
times.
sounds like... Why does it sound like bit crushed or just very like brittle and weird? It doesn't sound like a humans earthly sound. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, that's what happens when you clap by yourself in a room a bunch of times.
Yeah, the source material is weird. We gotta do something about that.
Yeah, maybe the solution will be to just use a sample, but I feel like that's copying out. I mean, yeah, sure, people use samples all the time, but it would be a fun sound design exercise to try to recreate this. But yeah, do you think that I should do something about the source, like deleting some of these because there are too many of them?
Let's hear one of them on its own.
No, this is soloing in front.
Okay. Yeah, on its own, like when you put them next to each other, they start to sound like a very weird kind of crackling. It sounds like it doesn't actually sound denser. It just sounds weirder.
I'm okay.
Better.
And okay, I am an over-deleter. I deleted the other versions. And if we put a delay before, I was thinking that maybe we could just take this processing and put it out so that they send the claps there.
Right, yeah.
Okay, I will not actually move the tracks around. I will just route this. And I am kind of... I tend to prefer to put things on the chain as opposed to putting on side chains, just because I think that in the future I will look at this. Maybe in the future, like the next day when I get back to this, I will be like, what the heck is going on? Which is something that already happens on these vocals, that I did some processing here for the ad-libs, and I don't remember what's going on there. There's a delay. At least I named the tracks, but I don't know how the routing here works, and I would have to go to the routing matrix, and it gets weird and complicated. But anyway, I will send all the claps to, I guess, just the delay, because the delay is going to go to the reverb. That should do. So now if I solo, it's going to solo in place. So we should hear the delay and the reverb.
Still just sounds... I don't know why it sounds like this to me. Am I the only one? Let us know in the comments if I'm the only person who feels this doesn't sound like a clap. This almost sounded like, like a motorcycle revving near a stadium.
If we just have one of these, what is that going to make?
I almost need to remind myself what it... Okay.
Okay.
And I'll tell you one thing. The clap sounds a little bit like this. Whereas if you're in a stadium, you're like, you need to shower. Or you gotta like smack the hell out of it, you know?
Okay. So, do you think we just maybe re-record claps?
That could, like, honestly, yeah, if it was up to me, I would grab my H6 and I would go to like a park and then put the H6 somewhere and then walk around and clap like 6 times, walk around and clap like hard. And then you take the whole recording and you like align it vertically.
Okay, I am interested in doing that experiment. So I'll have one track here that I will enable for recording. Oh, now you heard me through the stadium. But
Yeah, that's a good tannoy speaker sound, you know, which you already have in your song. So the stadium thing like works.
yep. Okay, so I'm going to do the following. I'm going to mute myself, and that's because I'm going to be clapping and everything. So I will mute myself, and I will be heard through this, I suppose, with an echo and everything. But yeah. Now I am in the echo chamber. In terms of gain, yeah, I thought that would happen. Well, just lower the gain here.
It sounds very parking lot-y. Not like a stadium, but like a multi-story parking lot where the mafia guys meet.
Do you think that I should do this to the song or just clap a bunch of times and try to make the sound and then align it?
Say again?
Do you think I should do this to the song or do you think that I should just clap a bunch of times and then align and put it in the timeline?
I mean, I think you should record the claps just outside
Okay, I will do that.
too, if you're recording, you know? Bo asks, is your goal to make all sounds in-house?
My goal is to make hang on. My goal is to make as much of the sounds as I can make. Of course, I will go to something like archive.org or even what is that sound library name? Open Sound, something like that.
Freesound.org?
Free Sound, yeah, that one. I will go to those if necessary, but I thought it could be fun. I think it is fun to try to create as much of this as we can. Because it's a lesson in how to make things sound interesting, I guess. Okay, so you were saying to split all of this and pile them all up.
But you didn't really move around. They were all recorded from the same location.
Fair point.
So what I was saying is like go for a walk in the park and then clap as you walk. And then once you have like 3 minutes worth of claps all coming from different locations, then you take the recording, bring it home, and align them all on top of each other. But now you are just taking the same claps that are all the same distance from the mic. So it's not going to be as effective, but at least the spirit of your clap was very stadium-like, whereas before I think the spirit of your clap was very polite, too polite for a stadium.
Okay, I get it. I will not stop this stream now and go out for a walk. So in the interest of
I'm not saying
making
do it now.
Yeah, in the interest of making this happen, let's try again, but I will move around.
Can has.
All right, it's something. And perhaps all of these, the other ones I recorded, they can only help, right? More the merrier.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's split all of them.
Oh, Bo is recommending El Clapo. It's a good plugin. Sorry, I'm eating something very hot.
El Clapo, what's that?
It's a clap plugin.
Ah,
Oh, it's $80. Never mind. I thought it's free. $80 for a
for
clap
claps?
plugin. Yeah, that sounds a lot. Unless, Bo, you're talking about another plugin that's free. But paying 80 for a clap, I guess if you're like Chromio and you got claps in every damn song, roasted you Chromio, but then the music is great.
So I don't want to be too meticulous about the alignment, right?
Yeah.
And the first time I recorded this, I think it was in the middle of the night, so I couldn't clap too loudly. Maybe that's why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bo, exactly.
And then about here, oh, crap.
There's a script that does this stuff too. It's by NVK, which you can use. You can like make like variations of the same clap using all these sounds that you have. I think it's called MVK something. MVK
Variator?
Yes, LKC Variator. It's not even NVK. It's LKC.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
this one. And I had never used it, but I think there is a Reaper blog video about it.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Like you just make copies and then you run the script.
And does it come with repack by default? So, in other words, do I already have it?
You may. I'm not sure. I a long time ago downloaded every Reapack script. Even if I don't need it, I have it because whatever, they all like together weigh like nothing.
Well, not mine. Mine is like 200 megabytes.
Yeah, mine is like 1 GB maybe, but like it's like fine.
Oh, your repack repository is 1 gigabyte?
Something like that. Let me check it out. Let me see
Why?
how much. Because I have everything that I ever found, I have it.
Oh,
'Cause
no,
why
no, no, no,
not?
no. I'm saying that my repack repository, if you go to my GitHub and install it,
I see.
yeah, it is about 200 megabytes because I have FFmpeg and I have another command line tool for OBS in there. And those two are heavy. Right, so we have this.
Actually, mine is a lot smaller than I thought. It's all the scripts that I have is 200 megabytes.
And probably it's like 190 megabytes because of me and then 10 megabytes for everyone else.
Let's see, the Leafac. No, yours is 161. Well, I'm looking at the scripts folder, and there it's 161 kilobytes. So maybe,
Oh, no, it's in the data folder.
yeah, in data is where you gotta look. And even my data is like 270 megabytes. But yes, you are like 73 megabytes of that. Yeah. And then your FFmpeg library is another 76 megabyte. But not too much.
Snap in there, will you? And then... Am I in the right place? I feel like I'm in the right place, but I'm not so sure. You need to shower, but you probably don't need... Okay, I am in the right place. Oops. And this should be the last one, or maybe the next one. As often as you do. I think it went one there. There you go. Okay, so bunch of claps. it's clapping. And it's better already. But, okay. I don't hear any resonances. Do you want to play with EQ and compression?
Sure.
Okay.
There is a thing there for sure. There is a...
I was hoping to smooth this out with the reverb, but it doesn't really work that way.
No, like the reverb, if anything, kind of accentuates whatever builds up, you know?
You know what we could try? Supermassive. That is a big reverb.
That's yeah.
Could work. Okay, but let's do some EQ.
But again, if you're going for a stadium, you may not necessarily want a big reverb. You want a lot of early reflection, but not too much. Because most of the sound like won't come back. You know what I mean?
Okay, I think that...
Do you have an EQ or do you have a reverb where there's like a knob for ER and reverb that you can like nudge towards one or the other?
Not that I remember.
Okay, whatever. Well, we can keep like looking at the convolution boy.
Well, I guess that claps have no business having information around this area, so just cut it, and then... No.
It still just doesn't sound like a clap to me. I don't know why.
Are my hands the problem? They're not clappy
I don't know.
enough? I'm not a good clapper, I don't think. But you probably don't need to shower as often. It needs more reverb. It needs to... I guess it needs more reverb. I guess it's too dry. And we are already sending this to a reverb, but how about we just reverb before we reverb? And we will reverb even before we delay. Yeah, I'll throw Supermassive in there. It can only help. And let's try to find something big, something massive, something in Arizona. As you do, you need to shout. Isn't this great?
Let's hear it again.
But you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. You need to What the heck?
Something's weird and clappy or clicky or something happened. Wow, why is this happening?
I don't know.
It sounds like it sounds like lots of feedback. Like the same clap. Like the clap is very just transient and no tail. And then when we try to give it like more tail with reverb, it still just starts to sound like a click and not like a hearty sound, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it seems like there's nothing I can do that will make this Earth-like. And I feel the same about multi-tracking.
Mika says your claps have phase issues. Yeah, that's a good point too.
Interesting. I feel the same about double tracking voice. Well, I feel the same about double tracking my voice because it's the only voice that I double track. But I feel like anytime I double track, and I did this on this song as an experiment, trying to get it to sound good, and I think it's passable. But anytime I double track something, it sounds like an alien singing, and I don't know why. We played around with the voice a lot, and it just sounds alien when I double track. I guess the same is true of the claps. Maybe there is nothing I can do that will make this
try. You could try not having it be as whatchamacallit, like your double shouldn't be as loud as your main, right? It's like an extra spice. Otherwise, yeah, like there will be like phase situations and just really noticeable like filtering. But if it's quieter, there will be some filtering, but it won't be as noticeable.
I also forgot to pan this, I think. I don't know if I had pans on these tracks. I don't think I did. No, I did not. So maybe that helps with the phase issues.
But also, like, I mean, yeah. And I mean, if you don't like it, that's totally cool too. Maybe because your singing is more like speech-like, like doubling doesn't work as well. If it was like, if it's passages where there are long sustaining notes, they sound a lot more interesting. And if it's somebody like, if intelligibility is paramount, like it is in rap, like people don't really double.
Hang on, what are you saying? Are you saying that in when intelligibility is a problem, people do double track or they do not?
They do not. They tend not to.
I see. Okay. Well, I will keep the double tracking on this song, but maybe I'll not do it again because it's so much more work and I'm not sure I like the way it sounds. But anyway, claps. We'll try to give this. We'll give this one more try. We'll try to find a sample, and if that doesn't work, we'll kill it.
No, supermassive is the wrong choice.
Yep.
It's too synthetic. And Mika says, like, try 2 reverbs, one for early reflections and one for like depth. And yeah, that could work. If you don't have one where you can like adjust the balance between early reflections and tail, you could definitely try two reverbs.
Do you have a reverb that does what you're saying? Because maybe I have it as well.
Yeah, Phoenix Verb does that, which I got it when it was a free promotion by Exponential Audio. That's what comes to mind for me.
I don't have that one. And I guess I could set up a bunch of tracks that will do the early reflection separate from everything else, but I don't know.
Just use 2 reverbs.
Okay, that would be one reverb here and then sending to the other reverb? No, it would be 2 parallel reverbs, right?
It could be 2 parallel, yeah. And like even the Melda convolution seemed to have a few early reflection patterns. So you find the early reflection pattern whose sound you like, then you smear it with a second impulse response that's more taily.
Okay, I think I will do it here for the sake of convenience. And if we think that it's kind of working but not all the way there because of this, then I will do the setup in parallel. It's just so much more annoying to set up all the tracks and the sends, and then it gets confusing when you get back to the project. It's just a lot to juggle having too many things in parallel tracks, I find.
Sure.
All right, so I don't want it all the way wet, and it also doesn't help that this thing is freaking loud.
There is also like some phase in the claps that's also doing something.
And I think that to bring out some of the reverb, I will do compression over here after the reverb. And we'll do something aggressive.
You're gonna bring the tail out. Your release needs to be, yeah.
And everything else seems okay. Eh.
Need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. You need to shower.
Fun. It's because of the transient, right?
Yeah, it sounds I don't know. Arturia is free until April 30th. What Arturia?
You probably don't need to shower as often as you do. You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. You need to shower.
Yeah. I don't love it. Anything else that you want to try, or maybe let's shop around for a sample real quick?
Think I think the source. Oh, okay, Arturia strings. I've got a beef with Arturia these days. I don't know, man. I just have a beef with them these days.
And okay, so we decided that we are going to try a sample because claps are just like double tracking. They don't really work all that well when I do them, right? And I feel kind of the same thing about the shakers. I feel like shakers don't sound too good, but I needed to fuel everything up, so I put shakers in there. Stadio during a football match. No. This could work, this beginning here could work if we layer it as kind of the murmur.
But it's too short. You need a longer thing. Otherwise, like looping a very short thing, it starts to be very annoying. No.
Sure. Yeah, all of these are like
scattered claps, yeah. You need to find claps at a music show without the music. Let's see,
That's gonna be hard.
Queen, We Will Rock You. That's where you will find that doop doop ta, doop doop ta, and then you just take the ta, like not from the original, but from a live performance. But you see how little reverb there is?
Fair.
Like in a stadium sound? Yeah.
Yeah, I will bring in this chatter. Logging to download. I do have an account, but not on this browser. Okay.
Bo, if you're asking how so about Arturia, I just don't know. I just feel like this MIDI keyboard was a big disappointment for me. I also like they give you some plugins with it, like Analog Lab and stuff, and they're just like not super impressive. I don't know. Maybe if you pay for it and you can actually adjust the sounds, it's better.
As for me, I'm still struggling to find that download button. I guess I have it now. Yay, I was able to download. This is a big file. Okay. I guess I'm gonna call this sound effects. Murmur. And then I will need to do some other shuffling of files around to bring this into the project. Arya, do you maybe have some other chat that you want to answer?
And let's see. Mika says, and to think the Queen created those "We Will Rock You" claps on tape. Yeah. I don't know how did they just, if it was me, I would just record. Yeah, I don't know how they did, but it sounds pretty big. You need to shout.
What the hell happened? I am not able to bring this into the project. Let's try again. Can I bring a file into a project? I can. Okay. Let's find a part that we like. I think that the ending is good. Yep.
Wow, I found the perfect sound, but it costs $5. Get out of here for a single sound.
It's been a really hot day. You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. You need to shower really hot day. You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. You need to shower.
Something has to be there. If not the claps, I'll have to find some other sound, because otherwise it's just too empty, I think.
Find some like war drums. So really like joinked out drums, or just find stadium claps.
But on time, not just applause, right?
Yeah. Like you gotta find like singles. They do that thing in stadiums where they go, pow. Oh, I know the perfect place to find it. You gotta find a football match by Iceland, because Iceland crowd chant goes like this, and then the claps get closer together. But their whole shtick is they have a lot of single claps, and I'm sure you can find, if you go Iceland football
Yeah, I have
team.
something here already, but I'm doing it on the second screen, and I am reluctant to start playing this because I don't want your YouTube channel to go down.
What is it? Is it Queen?
No, it's just Iceland fans performing a Viking clap to welcome home players, but I mean, I am not too hot about playing this on the stream. Or even using this at all.
You'll be okay. Play it.
Free sound, I'm sure that free sound is okay, because free sound is in the name, it's free sound.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Play it.
Okay, I'm playing it.
Let her come after us.
But first we'll have to listen to some
shit, well,
ad.
that music. Ad music, that's probably more risky.
Yeah, I muted. They also have the singing going on.
Doop doop. Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's gonna work.
You can be pretty tight with the edits, and get away with it, in a song context. But I feel like the claps are nice and clappy.
They are. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to start recording sound from my computer.
So I need to be quiet, right?
You don't have to, no. You are not coming from my computer. You are a person.
Okay. Echo.
All right. Maybe we can find the tone of the and remove that with some EQ. And meanwhile, thank you, Bin Nyman Sports, for letting me rip you off. I hope you don't discover this.
Go Iceland. Did they make it to this World Cup?
I wouldn't
I know Iran made it. Yes, son.
So we probably don't want this part. Maybe a little bit of it.
Iceland did not make it. Sad.
Where is that?
Hooah. What's that from? It's oh shit. Italy didn't make it to the World Cup?
What?
Wow, sad. Yeah. No.
There's that one guy in the end. About here, there
It's
is that
fine.
one...
You won't hear that in the mix.
Yeah. It's just funny because it's like a stadium is punching the guy and the guy's going, All right, I want another single peak band here.
Why are you taking away the lows though?
Most of the is there.
Oh, you don't want that. You just want the clappage?
Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of the as much as possible.
Ah.
Okay, it's something.
It's getting a lot of the power though. Like the power of the clap is kind of going.
Oh, not cycling.
Oh, by the way, I do have to leave in about 10
Okay.
minutes.
We'll see what we'll do with the claps and then we'll wrap it up. How about that?
Sure, sounds good.
We are in chorus 3. About here, we'll drop one of these guys. And maybe not so loud. You know what? I'm going to be smart again and put... What is the name of this? They snap offset. Nope. They snap offset. About there will do.
Are you copying the same clap though? Why not use different claps from that recording?
Well, because I first want to see if the concept even works.
Oh, okay.
You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often.
I still want to hear more lows on it, but I think that the spirit is interesting. But it's very aggressive and it's kind of funny. The rest of the song is not as aggressive as that. That clap.
I am having a hard time here. My computer is not doing what I want it to do. Okay. So you said that you wanted to have more of the low end. So I'm taking out some of that low cut. And let's give it a try.
You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often as you do.
Okay, it feels things up. Now let's compare.
Need to shower, but you probably don't need to.
Yeah, I think I prefer the sample.
You need to shower, but you probably don't need
But I don't think it works with
to shower.
You don't like the
as you do. You need to shower, but you probably don't need to.
What if we tuned it?
As you need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower.
it works better this way, I think.
Cool.
Yeah. It's okay. Let's also compress this with the semi-tang.
The who is in the second degree of your scale. So you could also
it's always impressive when you do that.
pitch shift.
You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. You need to shower. You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting rid of those claps. Maybe I will send this to the delay and reverb that we have going on just to see if that will make sense.
I was losing actually the stadium vocals a little bit in the mix. So yeah, taking the lows out like did help in that
As
regard.
often as you need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower.
I think it's better. Yeah. Thank you,
Nice.
Iceland.
Mika says the is a natural football shower room sound. Yeah, I think on a lot of levels it's working and it's funny.
All right. So in
Funny
context,
how?
I'll give this in context, and then
Let's
we'll get
hear
out
the
here.
last chorus. Yeah.
And then we'll wrap it up, and you do your thing.
Cool.
Unless you've been exercising, or it's been a really hot day. You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. You need to shower, but you probably don't need to shower as often as you do. As you do.
I think that was good.
Yeah, it's much better than what we started with. So there you go. We used, we wanted to make a stadium sing and clap, so we used some background noise. We used the clap that we got from a sample. We fixed resonances. We compressed. We EQ'd. We put some reverb, and we did it. It's much better. I claim that this is done, and I will proceed to mix this beast.
Yeah, I would say one thing is at the end, maybe you can keep some stadium elements as the guitar plays it out. Maybe some murmurs or something. Could be interesting. Yeah. And then just kind of fading it out or making it really verby and washy, like automating a crazy reverb in, like Abyss reverb or something. Could be fun.
That does make sense, yeah. We don't have any effects there, so it should be fair game for you. Oh, okay. Quick Reaper question. How do I drop this so that it won't move left and right? The way that I do it is I come here, I right-click, I lock preventing left and right movement, and then I do it. Now, it doesn't really matter for this, but...
I make a mouse modifier. I have a mouse modifier, so go to mouse modifiers.
Okay, I know what you mean. I don't have to actually do it.
Yeah.
But okay, the answer is mouse modifier.
I have like control and left drag to move with preventing left-right movement. And then option control is to copy down without the thing.
Okay, let's put the reverb there. And we are working with special. I will do the cavern. Oh, I was doing money space. I will do money space. And what I want is to send from here to there, but I want to automate this send. And the way that I do that is by clicking on this button, automation mode. No, it's not. The way that I do
No,
that,
you just click on the trim and there's a send volume there on the track panel where it says trim on track 103.
hang on. What?
On the track panel, right below your fader, on the on track 103, it says trim. Yeah, click there, send volume.
Send volume, and then I will not be sending for most of the song, and then I will start sending here and sending there, maybe even before.
Yes, you do.
It's kind of fun. Kind of nice. Another idea would be, and I really gotta go, but another idea would be like sounds of water dripping shower things.
I thought about going to the shower and recording stuff, but I didn't. And we, in every project, we sometimes have to say, let's move on to the next step. And I have been working on this song for months at this point. So I layered a lot of stuff. I played around with lots of things that didn't make it to here. So I am ready to start mixing this and finish this one. So that's what I'm going to do next. And I'm going to do a tentative mix. I will do this to the best of my abilities, but there are more than 100 tracks. I have never dealt with anything so dense. And then I guess next time we can review what I did in terms of mixing.
Did you still want to do the thing where you mix one of my tracks and I mix one of your tracks?
We can, but I think I should take a step at this song in particular, just because it was a big challenge for me to come up with so many parts and everything. Now I want to see if I can make everything fit. Then we can work on this other idea of swapping songs.
Sure. All right. Adios, everybody. Thanks for being here. Mika, Bo, Phaserville, other people. Yes. Stay. Good to see you or something.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Leandro.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Ari, for having me over on your channel, and thanks everyone who was on the chat. I was not reading the chat, but I know you are there, and yeah. Right. I see you all on Monday on my channel. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching the stream. You know how great it has been. Or maybe it sucked, and I am glad that you stuck with